What's up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about our injector harnesses. Recently and over the years, I've seen a lot of interesting, hacked up spaghetti wiring in our engine bays, as well as broken connectors. And I wanted to show you guys how I fix these things. And I got a 5.0 sitting on my stand here. I'm putting some new connectors on it, so let me show you. First, let's go over these connectors. Now this is the stock 8793 EFI fuel injector connector. This is what it looks like when they're broken. I'm sure a lot of you seen them. A lot of times they just like to break on the side here. They've just become super brittle over time and they break and they can cause some issues. Now, if you're upgrading to 24-pound injectors, this is a EV6 style injector, and this connector will not plug into here. So they sell you this adapter where this end plugs into this side, and then you plug your stock injector into this injector, and this is what you got. So it is nice that they put the adapter to make this whole thing plug and play with your stock harness, but like I was saying, I mean, I'm sure at least 1, 2, probably 3 of your connectors are broken at this point, and this adapter is just making another point of failure in my opinion. And it also makes the injector connection sit a lot higher, so it can get in the way of your fuel rail, possibly your intake, depending on your setup. So I'm going to show you how to remedy that and how I make solid connections with wiring. Now I know there's probably multiple ways to make a solid connection, but this is the way I do it. This has worked for me, so give it a shot if you like. I'll put all the links to everything I use below. Now you're going to need a solid set of crimpers. This is a set of Matco crimpers I bought a long time ago, and they have worked out great for me. I love them. Just a simple crimp tool and they'll get the job done. Just be careful buying those cheap crimp tools. They don't really do it for you. So I like to use non-insulated butt connectors paired with some heat shrink. I really dislike the plastic insulated connectors. They just look funny. They take up a lot of space when you go to wrap up the harness. And many times when you crimp these, it breaks through the plastic, so not a fan. I've been using these for years with the heat shrink and it works great. It looks very nice and you have a better crimp, better seal, better protection, this setup versus the plastic. I basically go through one at a time. I'll cut off the old connector, plug in the new one, match my length up here, get the length correct, and do one at a time, go around. Then I'll go back, wrap everything with some tape. I've been using this stuff called Temflex. It's made by 3M. It's kind of like electrical tape, but it has a different texture to it. It's kind of like hockey stick tape, I guess. But I'm trying out this new stuff I just found. It's called Red Wolf. It kind of looks like the newer tape loom. It's not as rubbery on the outside, it's more soft. So I'm going to give this a try and see what that looks like. So after you guys have all your wires stripped, your length set correctly, you got to put your heat shrink on. Do not forget to put your heat shrink on. I do that sometimes, and you get done making your connection, you realize you didn't put any heat shrink on it. Always do that first. And we're going to grab our non-insulated connector and do a crimp. Now I don't know if you guys can tell, but there it is. There's a little line that is splitting this butt connector. So we're going to take the raised edge on my tool and we're going to put that on the line of the butt connector. And then we're going to slide that on to one end. Want to make sure that you're not getting any stray strands of wire outside of that connector, and you're going to go ahead and crimp it. So there we have our first crimp. And you can see that wire is nice and squished down in that connector, but we're not done yet. We're going to take our crimpers and we're basically going to sandwich this one more time. You can either do it on the flat spot up here, or you can sneak it into the same crimp slot and crimp it that way. But sometimes it likes to slip on you and you might be better off doing it the other way. But got it done that time. And we have a nice sandwiched, squished together crimp. Now that thing is not coming apart at all. Now we're going to do the same thing and connect the other end. So you're going to take the line in the butt connector into the crimp tool with the raised edge on the crimp slot. Slide in our wire, crimp it down. Well, it turns out my microphone died, but here I am making that second crimp. We got a nice secure connection here. Also, we're going to slide this heat shrink over. Just be careful because you are next to a fuel rail. Just use your head about that. Worst case, just unplug the connector and move it out the way. But if you have a mini torch, they work well. But here I am using a lighter. Basically, when you apply heat to this stuff, it shrinks down over your connection and stays onto that wire nice and tight, so you have a nice protective connection. I'm going to go ahead and finish this harness, and I'll show you guys my final result here. I've seen a lot of harness hack work, and recently I saw one where they took the pins out of this connector, and it's just two metal pins, and they plugged those pins into the adapter, and they were very close to touching each other, and then they just wrapped that with electrical tape. Not the best way to do things. I've also seen people just twist two wires together and then wrap it with electrical tape. Also not a good idea. And when you see a lot of stuff like that, you wonder why people complain about connection issues with their wiring harness. So it's better to, instead of just fixing one connection, for this example, take your whole injector harness, go through it, fix any broken connections, any broken wires, any broken connectors, and fix it. Get that whole harness done. You'll know that that whole harness is solid, and you can continue, modifying your car, finishing your project, knowing that you have a solid harness. Now, back in California, I had a customer come to me who had a 4i, and he told me he wanted me to adjust his carb, and he said, yeah, I just got my wiring done. So what the guy did, all he did was wrap the harness with electrical tape. I never seen so many bad connections and wires that were just hanging on barely. And you guys got to think about this. These wires are under heat for so many years. They're going to get soft. They're going to break. It's going to get moisture in them. And for somebody to charge him just to wrap the harness with electrical tape and said, I got a whole new harness on there, that is straight robbery. And it's unfortunate that has to happen to some people, but hopefully you can take some of this knowledge with you, and it'll help you in the future. Just finished all my connections. Got the heat shrink heated up on there. I did leave a little slack because I'm probably going to tie this down here a little bit on the main harness. Same with this one. This isn't set perfect. This is going to move a little bit, so you got to leave a little wiggle room. And here is the final product, more or less. I still got a couple loose ends I got to tie up, but it looks pretty good. This tape is actually very nice. It's very lightweight. Now listen to this click. That's what you want to hear. Got a nice, secure connection. Still got to get a new loom for this guy here. Still got to get my connector for the IAC. And gonna probably take that tape off of those guys. If you guys aren't comfortable doing this procedure, feel free, shoot me an email. send me your injection harness. You could probably send it to me for about $5-10. I can fix it for you, ship it back to you. Shoot me an email. I'll put it down below. I guarantee you guys, if you use this technique, you will have some solid wiring connections and you will never have to look back. If you guys like the video, please subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.